This tutorial is about dependency injection in SwiftUI. Dependency injection means passing data or functionality your view needs from outside the view. Instead of having the view create it, it is done to keep code organized and testable. You can use @environment object, @state object, or @observed object to inject these dependencies into your view. This helps in separating concerns, making your code modular and maintainable. This is the JSON data that we will be using within the dependency example. The JSON payload includes an ID, key and a name and a title. In total it includes 4 objects, which is here 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the location of the data, of the JSON data, which is located there, iosinsights.co.uk people.json. Within your SwiftUI project, create a new class and name it Web Service. Web Service. And then within the web service file, create an enum. So just type in enum network error case bad URL case bad request. And then we need to create our protocol. So just type in protocol web service protocol func fetch people, as we're fetching an array of people from the JSON service. Async throws, and then return an array of people. Line 16, what that does, it defines a method to fetch people asynchronously, and this function can also throw an error. So the next thing we need to do, we cannot find people, so we need to create our people class. So to do that, create a new file, Swift file, and then name the actual file people. Next, we need to create a decodable struct people decode decodable And then within our decodable structs of people, we need to create 3 let variables, which are let id is int, let title string, and let name is string, as these are the properties that we're receiving or retrieving from the JSON payload when it's decoded. Class mock web service protocol. We'll be using the mock web service when we're doing the actual unit testing. That's in the next tutorial. Func fetch people async, return an empty array. Now we need to go back to the web service class and complete the implementation. So what we need to do is to create the class definition for web service. Class web service protocol. So this class will be inheriting from the web service protocol methods, which are these methods. This method, fetch people async. Function, or we can do it this way, I think. If I click on the red dot, implements the function that way. Guard let URL equals to URL string HTTPS iOS insights .co.uk people.json else throw a network error bad URL. So what this does on line 22, it attempts to create a URL from the URL string that we're passing in to the URL constructor, and then if it fails, it throws a bad URL, which is a network error. Else, if it's successful, it does these conditions, these commandments, which is let data equals try await URL session dot shared data from URL. And what that does, it uses the URL session to fetch the data from the URL asynchronous connection. Next thing we need to do is to decode the data so that we can work with the actual information. Let people equals try JSON decoder decode people dot self data. Lines 28, what that does, it decodes the fetched data into an array of people objects using JSON decoder. So the brackets, that signifies that it's an array, the brackets around people. If there's no brackets, that means it's a dictionary, but we need it to be an array, so we need to include the brackets. Return people, so return the actual result to the calling or the waiting method that's waiting for fetch people async to be completed. I just compile it just to make sure that it's compilable. Yeah, that's good, that compiles. So the next thing we need to do is to create our people view model. To do that, we need to create another Swift file, which is a people view model struct. So to do that, just click on or hold down the control key and then left click on the mouse button and then click on new file. Select Swift file and then enter the name people view model. Type the following struct people view model, and then we need to create some properties or variables which are let person equals people. So this is an object variable. The next thing we need to do is to create a few computed properties. Var id int person dot id, var title string person dot title, var name string. Person name. So this is the view model to access the data from the view model and not the actual data service or the web service. To use some encapsulation, we're using a view model. Compile it. So next week we'll be focusing on the people list view model and the content view. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.